water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
You are watching the flowing actions of a legend. A legend who departed this world way too soon. A man who sits firmly in the halls of martial arts greatness. The one and only Bruce Lee. When we think of Bruce, we often think of the martial artist and the actor. The man who elevated martial arts to a truly global scale. But we often overlook the philosopher. Bruce was a true lover of wisdom, who was heavily influenced by Taoism, Zen Buddhism and Confucianism. He notably went on to develop his own martial arts system for life and combat. Bruce Lee was born in 1940 in San Francisco while his parents were on tour with the Cantonese Opera Company. He was raised in Hong Kong and began to study martial arts as a young man, his mentor being the famous Ip Man. He gained fame as a child actor before moving to the United States in 1959, where he would go on to break cultural barriers starring in The Green Hornet. He later reached further stardom back in Hong Kong as he produced and directed his own movies before starring in the film that propelled him to international stardom, Enter the Dragon. The picture was produced by Warner Brothers and was a huge box office success. Bruce passed away on July 20th, 1973, just 6 days before the release date. He was just 32 years old. When we take a deeper look into the mind of this fascinating man, we quickly discover a layer of deep thought that he was not shy about articulating. A philosophy he wanted to pass on to his students and whoever would be willing to listen. Lee created Jeet Kune Do after a 1964 fight with martial artist Wong Jack Man, which exposed the limitations of classical styles in real-world scenarios. He aimed to strip away unnecessary techniques and dogma, focusing instead on efficiency, directness, and personalization, and to create a philosophical guideline for everyday life. He was able to construct a cocktail of knowledge for the modern world, a combination of global thought he was able to extract from his martial arts studies and living in both the East and the West. He famously commented on the martial arts of the time as being too rigid and fixed, and that too many practitioners would stick to traditions and not allow themselves to adapt, that they would argue about who had the better style and who could get the better of who in combat. Bruce instead advocated for a fluid, formless approach that absorbed what was useful from any discipline. He notably studied the footwork of fencing, as well as the punches from Western boxing whilst incorporating Eastern martial arts, using no way as way. Jeet Kune Do lays out a philosophy that can be applied to everyday life, placing big emphasis on mindfulness and being present. Practitioners trained to act instinctively, free from overthinking. Central to Jeet Kune Do's philosophy is the metaphor of water, which Bruce famously described as having no fixed shape, yet capable of overcoming any obstacle. Empty your mind, he urged. Be formless, shapeless, like water. This principle rejects dogma and rigidity, advocating instead for adaptability. Life, like combat, is unpredictable. Clinging to preconceived methods or identities leads to stagnation. Jeet Kune Do teaches that growth requires the willingness to flow with circumstances, to absorb, redirect, and transform rather than resist. In practical terms, this means cultivating mental flexibility, whether in solving problems, managing relationships, or pursuing goals. By shedding fixed ideologies, we become responsive rather than reactive, open to learning from every experience. Lee criticised the classical mess of traditional martial arts, the unnecessary complexity of forms and rituals that obscure true effectiveness. Similarly, Jeet Kune Do's life philosophy urges individuals to strip away societal conditioning and self-imposed limitations. It's not the daily increase, but daily decrease, Lee wrote. Hack away at the essential, This pursuit of simplicity is not about minimalism for its own sake, but about clarity of purpose. In a world saturated with distractions, Jeet Kune Do challenges us to focus on what is vital: honest self-expression, meaningful relationships, and purposeful action. By disregarding the redundant, we discover our core truth and act with intention. Jeet Kune Do's most revolutionary idea is its rejection of imitation. Lee insisted that practitioners must absorb what is useful and disregard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. This ethos extends beyond martial arts to the very notion of identity. Society often pressures individuals to conform to roles, labels, or expectations. Jeet Kune Do, however, champions self-ownership, the courage to define oneself on one's own terms. Authenticity here is not mere rebellion, but a disciplined process of self-discovery. It requires introspection to discern which beliefs, habits, or goals truly resonate, and which are inherited or imposed. To live authentically is to align actions within a truth, even when it defies convention. Paradoxically, Jeet Kune Do's emphasis on freedom is rooted in rigorous discipline. Lee trained obsessively, viewing mastery as the foundation of spontaneity. The more relaxed and prepared the mind is, the more capable it is of handling any situation. This philosophy is deeply existential. It acknowledges life's inherent struggles and frames them as opportunities for growth. Being fully present in each moment is essential, as hesitation or distraction can lead to failure in combat or in life. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. This underscores the value of resilience. Lee advises adopting a warrior's mindset, calm under pressure, unafraid of uncertainty, and committed to continuous improvement. This mindset transforms fear into focus and adversity into fuel for evolution. Bruce Lee envisioned Jeet Kune Do not as a finished product, but as a liberating process that transcends martial arts. Its life philosophy is a blueprint for thriving in an ever-changing world. By embracing fluidity, simplicity, and authenticity, individuals can break free from mental and emotional constraints. Jeet Kune Do teaches that mastery of the self, not control over external circumstances, is the key to fulfillment. In Lee's words, the martial art ultimately means honestly expressing yourself. It is a process of self-actualization. In a modern era marked by fragmentation and anxiety, Bruce Lee's philosophy remains relevant. It invites us to move like water, adaptable, yet unstoppable, formless, yet purposeful. To study Jeet Kune Do is not merely to learn to fight, but learn how to live with courage, clarity, and unapologetic vitality. Speak soon, friends.